What is up, Blockheads? Before we get the video started, just to go over some quick announcements, a couple things. One, Miss Blockhead now has an Instagram. You guys be sure to go check her out. Her tag is Miss Blockhead, spelled MSBLOCKHEAD. I will put a screenshot here on the screen, as well as a link in the description below. Y'all be sure to go check her out. Second thing, we've got a bunch more merchandise available in the Blockhead shop, from hats, trucker hats, fitted hats, shirts, and we even added some hoodies. So you guys be sure to go check all that stuff out. All right, now to the video. Fall school. What up, Blockheads? On my way to the post office right now because I got to pick up some mail, and I do have a subject in mind this time around. It's going to be a shocker for you, but subject of this episode, thinking about selling the CBR1000RR. Damn it. I know, a bunch of you guys are going to say, bro, you just bought that thing, or bro, you change motorcycles like you change underwear, or bro, what the hell is wrong with you getting rid of an awesome bike? And I gotta agree with you on that one. But so recently we've been I actually said it in a previous episode, we're basically looking to purchase a house, and I've got a couple expenses that I can cut back on to save quite a bit of money that'll go greatly towards a house, and the CBR is one of them. And not for the fact that I can't afford it, because I definitely can't afford it, otherwise I wouldn't have bought it, but for the fact that it's expensive in terms of insurance. The payments for insurance on this damn bike per month are more than the payments of the bike per month, which is just totally crazy. But I mean, that's understandable. It's a incredibly powerful bike. The demographic that usually buys, you know, sport bikes is a bit younger, therefore they take more risks because they're not as mature and don't have as much self-control. So yeah, I totally understand why insurance is more expensive on a sport bike, but I didn't anticipate it being as much as it is. And yeah, basically I have full coverage. I always get full coverage on my bikes just because, you know, if they do get stolen or anything like that, like, I don't want to be paying for like a bike that's stolen that I don't have, you know. So I always get full coverage on my bikes, just, you know, to be a responsible adult. If you don't have coverage on your bikes, man, that's fine. It's entirely up to you guys. I know some states require it, some states don't. Florida does not, but I choose to anyways. Personal preference, man. Anyways, I carry insurance on it, and basically, like, kind of sitting down, looking at all the finances, and kind of looking at a faster way to get to a house and stop basically throwing my money away renting, paying somebody else's mortgage. The first kind of bigger expense that's unnecessary is the motorcycles. Well, I'm definitely not going to get rid of my Harley because, you know, it's like a freaking lowrider S. It's kind of like the heart of the channel. You know, the channel was like started on Harley, so I'm not getting rid of that one. It's like out of the question. How dare you guys even think I would do that? Nah, you guys didn't think I would do that, did you? I would hope not. It's kind of the first thing on the chopping block, you know? So, I'm just trying to be a responsible adult here. And then, in the future, I definitely think I will own another sport bike. But the way I kind of look at it is like this. So, I'm paying... my payments for the bike are totally manageable per month, like totally manageable. Like I said, otherwise I wouldn't have bought it. But I got a stupid awesome deal on it, and I got a great amount for my trade-in for my R6. Yeah, I got an awesome amount for my trade-in on the R6. This put the payments on this thing down like pretty much cheaper than what I was paying on the R6. Yet it's more expensive. It's, yeah, blah blah blah. We're getting into finances, but financially totally manageable. However, if I'm looking to cut something out, like one of the unnecessary things to go first is the sport bike, or one of the motorcycles in general. And I'd be willing to bet, like I said, don't want to get rid of the Harley. So next up on the chopping block, unfortunately, is the CBR. So that's one of the reasons I'm getting rid of it. Another reason I'm getting rid of it is because I don't ride it enough, to be honest. Like, I can't justify what I'm paying for it per month. Like I said, the payments plus insurance, so I'm viewing that as like one payment, the cost of basically having this bike per month. I can't justify spending what I spend and not riding this bike. Like, as little as I ride it, it doesn't make sense for me to be spending what I am on it. Like, it sits in the garage a lot, and I think recently, when I first got it, I think it was a very even distribution of me riding like the Harley versus me riding the CBR. I would, like, some days I would go out, I'd be in the mood to take the Harley, so I'd jump on the Harley, ride it, and then the next day I'd be like, all right, well, I rode the Harley yesterday, ride the CBR today. So I'd go, get on the CBR and ride it. And so it was a very like even kind of thing, going back and forth, Well, the recent thing that has changed as to why I've been riding the Harley more is Miss Block got the 48, right? And so she also got a new job, and so her schedule pretty much matches my schedule now. So, Monday through Friday, 9 to 5, weekends off. And so that gives us a lot more time to be able to ride together. And so since she got the 48, and that's like her most current like good bike, she's been riding that one a lot lately, right? Well, since she's newer to riding and she's on a cruiser, me basically riding the CBR with her on the 48 is going to kill this bike. Like, the bike was basically not meant to be ridden at like slower speeds, like whenever I ride this bike, it's a little more spiritedly, like take turns faster than I would with like the Harley, and it gets up to speed a little faster and all that. I basically I somewhat try to ride the bike like it's meant to be, like it's tuned to be ridden. But even with me trying on city streets and stuff, it doesn't do it any justification, man. Like, I'm not even touching like what this bike is capable of at all. And I wasn't with the 600 either. That was actually one of the reasons I got rid of the R6, is because that one was so tuned for the track, that as a daily commuter it made like 0 sense. So yeah, like, I'm not even touching the capabilities of this thing. A lot of people say that I ride this thing like I do a Harley because I keep it in the lower RPMs. I try to get it up there and stretch its legs a little bit time to time, but it's hard, man. It's hard to do that because, well, one, I have self-control, two, I don't want to get a ticket. But I ended up purchasing this bike because of the like the low to mid-range torque is much better than the R6, right? It's more usable in traffic. Basically, with Miss Block's schedule changing and matching mine, you see that side of that car, it said Ragnar. Little Ragnar Lothbrok Viking. That's what I want to name a dog. Whenever we get a dog, I want to name it Ragnar. Anyways, yeah, so she started riding more often. She got the 48, and so whenever she takes out the Harley, I take out my Harley. So she rides the 48, I ride my Lowrider S, just because it's like, they're more, I mean, they're not really even, but they're more even than like a Harley 48 and a CBR1000RR. Basically, me riding this bike alongside her, I mean, yeah, it's doable, but it's just not meant to be ridden like that. I feel like it's doing it a disservice. And so whenever it comes down to like, all right, we're going to be riding this weekend, cool, she's off the weekends now, like I said, schedule matches up, so she's riding with us a lot more. Then I end up choosing to ride the Lowrider S because she's riding the Harley, versus beforehand, like the job that she had beforehand, the schedule wasn't like, our schedules weren't the same at all. Like, she just had like a sporadic, like all over the damn place schedule. And so I would go riding with the guys, with the Blockhead crew, and whenever I would go riding with them, they're a little more experienced, they've got faster bikes, and so like I could actually push this thing. Versus now, it's like, I'm not pushing it at all. And because of that, like, I ride it way less. It stays in the garage so much more now. Like, I think last month I rode it maybe once a week, and the rides that I'm doing with this thing, whenever I do have time, like right now, this is over my lunch break, I'm going to get mail. I'm going to get mail on a freaking 1000cc superbike. So, I mean, it's a hell of a grocery getter, man. You know, it's basically what the bike has turned into. It's turned into a grocery getter. So, it makes it a little easier to, like, come to terms with letting go of it, looking at it all like that. It just doesn't fit into my life right now, you know, whereas beforehand it did a little more. However, the thing that kills, right, the two biggest reasons, you know, wanting to save money for a house and getting rid of this would help me save money much faster, and then not riding it enough to justify what I'm spending on it per month, like the payments plus the insurance. So to me, those are pretty, like, adult, financially responsible reasons, right? I mean, I don't want to get rid of the bike, dude. I definitely do not want to get rid of it. If it was paid off and, you know, I could do all that stuff and own a house as well and blah blah blah, but this is real life, man. This is what you got to do to be a responsible responsible adult. I keep saying that. Maybe I'm just trying to convince myself that I'm a responsible adult. I try to play adult sometimes, but come on, man. We all know that nobody likes to play adult. It's no fun. If we could just have all our toys all the time, that'd be great. Anyways, be right back, yo. Got a mail. Okay, what was the last thing I was talking about? Playing adult, not wanting to play adult, wanting to keep my toys, blah blah blah. Don't want to get rid of the CBR, but I think it's a responsible thing to do. Yeah, I think that's kind of the last message I was going for. I don't know, I'm sure there's been loads of you guys out there that have had to get rid of your bikes, you know, for financial reasons. I know whenever looking on Craigslist, you know, back whenever I was like hunting for my R6 or, you know, scrubbing through Craigslist for, you know, just looking at bikes, I saw a bunch of them. A bunch of the listings basically kind of said the same thing, that people were getting rid of their bikes because they were, you know, buying a house or getting rid of their bikes because they had a kid. And it's, I mean, it's a luxury, you know, it's not a necessity, especially when you do have a car, and I do have a car. So that's my primary mode of transportation, and this is just it's a toy, man. It's exactly like I was saying. It'd be nice to be able to keep our toys, but, you know, if your toys are costing you so much per month and it's not really justified, and you've got other things that are priority, you kind of got to let go of your toys sometimes. So that's what's happening. As much as we want to keep them, and they're fun. Oh my god, they're so fun. I'm gonna miss you. Anyways, you guys let me know your thoughts on the whole thing. I'm not gonna tell you guys everything, but I will say that, like I said, there'll definitely be another sport bike in the future, but that, I mean, that's going to be a long ways off. Definitely after, you know, getting a house. Basically, losing this bike is going to present some other opportunities in addition to saving for a house. So, like I said, I'm not gonna show you guys all my cards yet, but yeah, just some food for thought. Working an angle here, you know. Anyways, yeah, you guys let me know your thoughts. Let me know if you've ever had to, like, sell something in order, you know, to be a responsible adult, to like, because of financial stuff or whatever. I'm sure, like I said, lots of you guys have. Damn truck. Really? Dude. Alright. Yeah, you guys post up your experiences in the comments below. Share with me, I don't know, give me some insight into y'all's whole process of it. Anyways, hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, be sure to hit the like button. If you guys aren't subscribed already, be sure to hit the subscribe button. Click it, smash it, whatever it, like Adam Sandoval said when I rode with him, as long as that button is lit up whenever you leave this page, that's what we're after. Be sure to hit the bell icon also, so it sends you notifications of future uploads and activity. And if you guys want some behind the scenes access, be sure to check out Patreon at patreon.com/blockheadmoto. Posts up photos there, videos there that's I don't anywhere else, and it also helps to support the channel, so that's always appreciated. So, Scoop. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed it. Till next time, y'all ride safe out there. Stay vigilant. I'll catch y'all later. Deuces.